I am so proud of you. I am truly so proud of you for prioritizing yourself. This is the day in which your life is going to change. This is an incubator. This is the limitless incubator because here, this is the moment and the meeting in which you are going to sit face to face with yourself and you're going to be radically honest with everything that is running your life, everything that has made you who you are today, all those beliefs, the way in which you're sitting where you are, that what you had for breakfast this morning, the type of relationships you have, that what you're wearing, if you have a journal or if you don't, every single decision that you're making is a reflection of the idea that you have about yourself. And today you have the opportunity to go to the basis of that program and change it. This is an incubator because we are going to go back to that state that you had when you were a little baby, when you just arrived into this planet and you didn't know your name, you didn't know if you were good or bad, wealthy or poor, you didn't know if you were successful or a failure. You knew nothing about yourself. And everything that you have learned about yourself through life are things that other people have told you about. Before you came into this human form, imagine that you had a possibility of who you could become in this lifetime. That is this drive that you're feeling often. The knowing that you could be doing something so much more impactful. The knowing that you could be living a life that feels so much more fulfilling. The feeling of being stuck because you're not truly enjoying the life that you have built for yourself, and somehow you're not there where you were before because now you have awareness that you can see where you were and the patterns that you were repeating, but you're also not there where you want to be. And that makes that gap even harder because of self-criticism. Most of people think that they are stuck because of the lack of discipline, because they lack certain abilities or talents that other people have, but the reality is that everything comes from your nervous system. Your nervous system was created to keep you safe. And all this pattern repetition and all the behaviors that you have taken, all the ways in which you behave, all the actions that you have taken to protect yourself, even the most painful ones have been here to protect you. So what we're going to do today is making peace with that protection system, that reactivity mechanism that is keeping you stuck. And we're going to go beyond that. My name is Elizabeth. Probably you know me, probably you don't. But I'm here to help you connect all your inner world, your energy, who you know you are, with this practical world that we live as humans, so that you can create the most delicious life experience you can, so that you can feel good within, feel fulfilled, feel happy, excited about being the person that you are, and also create something that is an amazing legacy in this world that we are sharing, because that is a purpose that you have. And I am so honored to have you here because I do know that not every single human being is born with the desire of creating something impactful, with the desire of transcending something, with the desire and the knowing that you are here for big things, that you are here to go beyond. So I'm going to ask you to take your journal and sit with it and take this mastermind, take this training as the most serious thing you can do today. The way in which you do one thing is how you do everything else. So if you think you are going to postpone this because there's something else that you want to do, that's probably the behavior that you're repeating in your life. If you feel like you're going to be doing this, but you're going to be distracted while you're doing something else, that's probably also a behavior that you're repeating in your life. You're not prioritizing what is important for you. And here today, I ensure you that you're going to learn about yourself in a way you have never before. And yes, we're going to learn how to rewire your identity and go deep within your subconscious mind, but also we're going to do it in a very empathic way. It is fine. It is okay that you are where you are. It is okay that you're feeling how you're feeling. It is okay that you didn't do or that you did something in the past, something yesterday, something this morning. Those are things that you cannot change. It is fine. You're human. That's part of your humanness. And we need to make peace with that. But right here and now, you're choosing differently. I'm challenging you to choose differently and choose for you. So we're going to start by explaining what is the loop that is running your life, and sometimes ruining your life too. I'm going to show you here in the screen, but you can also create this picture in your journal, and you're going to put on 12 identity. Then you're going to put at 3 p.m. emotions, feelings, thoughts. Then you're going to put decisions and actions. Then you're going to put experiences and results. Then you're going to put meaning, belief, and back to identity. What does this mean? This is the process through which every single thing that you have learned about yourself and the world has been created. You have an identity, you think you're someone, and that is the ego that sometimes we think it's a bad thing, but in reality is this persona that allows us to connect with the world. You put this persona out there to experience everything that is available for you. And because the main purpose of your nervous system is to take care of you and keep you safe, you are hyper aware of everything that is happening around you. So probably when you were a child, you went around and with some of those experiences, you had an emotional reaction. That emotional reaction was the way in which you started to read reality. And after you have an emotional reaction, you make a choice. Is this is good, this is not so good, this feels good, this feels bad, this feels dangerous, this feels exciting. And based on that choice that you made, then you take an action. With that action, you represent yourself within certain behavior. You act in a certain manner, and that leads you to have an experience from where you get a result. And the thing is that the meaning you give to that experience then becomes a belief. And that belief, often you made it mean something about you. So that is the way in which you started to learn, okay, I feel that at some point when you were a child, you had to force yourself a lot to show up in order to get the love from your parents. So you learn that success requires overworking, exhaustion, and you have been getting yourself so exhausted that then you drive yourself to burnout, and then you reinforce the belief that working or success has to be super hard and that you have to exhaust yourself. And that is just a loop of reinforcing beliefs. How are beliefs created then? Beliefs are not reality. Let me tell you, all the things that you think about yourself and the world, they are not truth. And especially, please do not believe those things that you tell yourself when you are not feeling good, when you're in a bad mood. Because beliefs are these glasses, these lenses through which we see reality. And beliefs are shortcuts that our nervous systems creates in order to read the experiences we're having. The goal of your nervous system is to predict and protect. How does this prediction happen? Synapses in your brain. Different ideas, different points of information, they connect together every single time that you had an experience, because then you think, hey, I have already been through this. Hey, I have already been in a relationship and I know how this ends. Hey, I already tried to do something and I know what happens when I fail, or when it doesn't come the way in which I wanted. This is all connected around that loop. Then your nervous system tells you, hey, because you were rejected when you fell, now we're going to keep ourselves very small so that we don't take that risk. Or we need to overachieve and we need to go all out, always being burned out in order to be loved. So what I want you to do is that you're going to take this loop and you're going to go back to an experience that you had this week that was triggering for you. What was the experience? What was it that you were feeling within yourself? What were the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings that you had before you started this interaction? And how does that relate to the same thing you feel is keeping you from going all in for this one thing that you want right now? And take your moment, take your time, take a moment and pause this video, because I'm going to ask you to go and do the same with 3 different areas of your life. Let's say you can choose between relationships, finances, career, health, family life, recreation, purpose, self-development, and you're going to take the 3 areas in which you want to grow the most, and you're going to see, here's where I am and here's where I want to be. Maybe I'm not feeling so flexible and I would love to have a strong body. Maybe I feel I cannot attract the love that I want, and I want a relationship that feels delicious. Maybe I'm just not receiving the money I know I deserve because I bring so much value. Where are you and where are you going? And I want you to sit with it and really reflect. Take your time and reflect on what is the emotion that is here in your gut, what comes alive when you see those gaps. And you're also going to see what is the belief within yourself. Maybe I'm not charging enough for my services because I'm afraid people is not going to buy from me. Maybe I'm not putting myself out there and going on dates because I don't think somebody will want me. Maybe I'm not taking care of my body because I think I'm weak. And you're going to see that the belief in all these things is I'm not enough, I'm not valuable enough, I'm not valuable enough to be chosen, I'm not valuable enough to choose myself, you're going to see that there's a glue that connects this pattern, and that glue is the emotion that you're feeling and the belief that you have about yourself. There's something so beautiful about beliefs. It is, let's say, a language that you have been choosing to live your life by. And now you have the opportunity to change it. But again, look at yourself with sweetness, with love. How beautiful it is that I have been protecting myself so much. It has to be because I love myself a lot and I want to keep myself safe. But now we know better. We know why this matters. And this matters because beliefs are the filter through which you experience life. And now that you want to experience a different reality, this is the contrast that is happening. That you want something that feels exciting and feels like it's motivating, it's accelerating. This is what you want. This is how you want to live. But then also, you are experiencing something that is new. And for your nervous system, new equals unsafety. You feel threatened. So your nervous system collapses every single time that you're trying to do something different. Here's what we're going to do. In order for us to break the loop, we need to challenge the meaning that we have been given to those experiences. The first question that you're going to make to yourself is this absolutely true? Is it true that I'm not valuable enough to be chosen? Is it true? Are you completely sure that that is true? I'm pretty sure you're not. The second one is you're going to find proof of the contrary. How many times in your life you have been chosen? And you can prove that to yourself. The thing is that you're focusing so much in the one thing that you don't want that you cannot even see that what you want and that what you want to attract. Now, when you challenge these beliefs and you give yourself the opportunity to say like, hey, this is the only life that you got as this human being. This is the only life that you have to be you. And you are the only human you choose to be. In this lifetime, you're only going to be this one. Why not give yourself the chance, this permission slip, to believe differently about you? And this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a game of connecting with that, with that realm of possibilities, with that realm in which everything is possible in expansion. I honestly believe that we are one consciousness that divided itself into different bodies to experience itself. And there's so much available on this world for you to experience that there's nothing humble in you staying small and not allowing yourself to have the most incredible experiences, the joy, the taste, everything that you're meant for, because you are also limiting existence itself. This is what is happening right now. It's like a very rainy day here in Colombia, and we're doing it. I'm sitting here and I'm doing this because if it's not now, then when? If it's not me, then who? And if it's not here, then where? So, good news, very, very good news. I know everything we have explored up to now is telling you, dang, I'm a victim of everything that has happened to me. And I have become the result of all those experiences. But amazing news for you. You have the capacity to rewire who you are. And this capacity is connected to your nervous system. We have a heritage from our ancestors that is called epigenetics. Epigenetics are the reaction mechanisms, the protection mechanisms that our ancestors gave to us, and that is decoded in your DNA, literally. The way in which they reacted when there was war, and it was like if you were humble and you didn't have things, that they were not going to come and take things from you. That created an upper limit to how much you could receive, how much was safe to receive. At some moment, they had to go to war, they had to protect themselves, they had to run away, they had to be nomads. So they created a pattern in which they had to find different partners all over the world. And that makes it difficult now for you to find a partner. That is in your DNA. I know. We go around these things thinking that we have to heal our ancestors and that it is all through suffering. Believe me, they have suffered enough. I invite you to take this chance to make peace with your ancestors and thank them, because they opened so many doors through suffering that now you can walk through to enjoy the way that they didn't, to dance the songs that they couldn't dance, to enjoy the food that they couldn't eat, to travel around the world when they had to stay prisoners. this is your opportunity, because even though through epigenetics you have been given certain patterns, you have a superpower that is much bigger than that, and it's called neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity is your capacity to rewire the idea that you have about yourself. All this idea, your identity, is decoded in a place in your brain that's called the default mood network. And in the default mood network is stored everything you know about you: what you're good for, what you're not good for, what you deserve, what you don't deserve, the type of risks that you take, the type of connections that you make. Everything you believe about yourself is stored there. And you have now the opportunity to go back and see these patterns and question them and believe differently. Because, again, I am challenging you to create a different life for you. This is a world of uncertainty at the moment. There's so much uncertainty. There are so many things that are happening, so many things that are changing with AI, so much evolution all around us. And if there is one thing you can be certain about, is you, the way in which you are holding your hand. For me, it is me, and also my most precious relationships, my family, my partner, the people in my community that I love the most. In one way or another, I feel that having something that is so unconditional and that is going to give you the courage to really take this chance and change your life, it's required. Believe me, in the moments in which I have felt defeated, in which I felt small, that is when I needed the most courage to make decisions. I sat down, I meditated, and there's this beautiful meditation in which I say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, and I remind myself that I love myself unconditionally. And that didn't totally move the needle for me, because the only way in which I could change was by the embodiment of something different, and that requires so much courage. So neuroplasticity is activated when you allow the inspiration to become action through decisions. How do you change the pattern? What is a pattern? A pattern is something that we repeat because it's safe to, it's predictable, or because we're trying to find a different ending to a story. If at some point one of your parents left you, you are looking for new partners in relationships in order for you to give a different meaning to that story that taught you something about yourself. The second in which you know you love yourself unconditionally and you're not letting yourself down, you don't need to repeat the pattern. And the second in which you see you're repeating the pattern, you can choose differently because you know you deserve it. You're going to write down what is that version of yourself that you know can enjoy life. Because I know it is not the car that you want. It is not the house that you want. It is the feeling of being home. It is not the relationship you want. It is the pleasure of giving all this love that I know that you have in your heart. It is not the money that you want to acquire. It is the freedom to travel wherever you want. Let me tell you, there's something even better. And it is the freedom to enjoy this place where you are right now. I'm going to share with you how you can feel your best and allow everything that is going to come from you, but not from a place of lack, but from a place of fulfillment. And in order for you to be fulfilled, you need to be expanded. That is the secret of successful people. They allow expansion. And what is expansion? You need to stretch a little. And stretching is often very painful. That is the second in which most people quit. They leave this thing. In the second in which this training is becoming a little uncomfortable or is asking a little bit about you, you just leave it. That is the difference. Successful people, they know they are stretching, and they keep stretching because they know that they're expanding their comfort zone. Their comfort zone only exists in the place where you feel free of fear. Fear appears there when you are in the edge of change. And my recommendation is for you to take the leap, for you to know. If you know you are aligned, you can take a leap knowing that you're done living from fear, because living from fear is exhausting. Living from fear is also living from control, because you need to control everything around you to make sure that you're safe. And there's this phrase that I love that says most of people tiptoe through life hoping they're going to make it safe to death. The second in which you start taking these chances for yourself, you start to construct something that is called self-belief. And self-belief is the most powerful thing that you have, because it's the only thing that it's going to allow you to go beyond your fear, to create a new identity for yourself. An identity is the story that you are telling yourself, the way in which you behave based on that story, and the meaning that you attach to it. I want you to think for a moment. If you could truly unlearn all these things that are keeping you stuck, what would you do today? Who would you be in this moment? How would you act? Believe me, I know, you know. I know you have been exploring all these things. I know you have been doing the work. I know you know what are your limiting beliefs, what is it that you are stuck in, what is it that you cannot transcend. I've been there. It's been more than 7 years, almost 11 years, for me sitting with elders of indigenous tribes, learning from ancestral wisdom from the Tibetan monks, learning in Bali from spiritual teachers, learning in Switzerland from amazing systems of wealth. And I do know the information that stays here without embodiment is nothing. The process in which I know I was stuck for so long and that truly, honestly changed my life in the most delicious way was the process to overcome the gap between the inspiration and the motivation and the action, because I felt like, yes, I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing. I'm going for it. I'm going to show up in the world in this way. And then in the second in which I was going to take the action, I couldn't do it. Even though I had all this information in my mind, I could hear all the podcasts, I could read all the books, and they were in my mind. I couldn't do it because there was a gap. And this gap is choice. The choice that you're making to go and repeat a pattern, or the choice that you're making to be a whole different person starting from now. And yes, I know there's a lot to work on, but as a beautiful teacher told me less than a month ago, he was telling me, I feel that people get too trapped trying to fix something instead of realizing they can choose to be a different person here and now. And that is the best service that you can give to yourself and that you can give to everybody else. This is what I want you to live with. If you are going to build a new identity, this is the incubator. Now you know where those ideas come from, where everything you know about yourself come from, what is the gap that you need to transcend. And the way in which you can power neuroplasticity is by the next time you need to make a choice, you're going to choose from this new excitement or this is different fear. You're going to go for the excitement, turning your fear into your friend by creating curiosity. What is it here from me? Believe me, I have mentored people that has all the millions in the world and they cannot find fulfillment and deliciousness in life. I know the meaning of success. The meaning of success is for you to feel this is the human you want to be, this is the life you want to have, and you wouldn't change yourself for anything or anyone. And this is available for you. Again, the second in which you choose differently. And because I know that it doesn't serve us at all to keep all this information in the mind, I have created something from you that transformed my life, that really made 2025 the year in which my entire life transformed. It's the year in which I now know that I'm living in a dream, in prayers, in answered prayers, because everything that I wanted has been realized. Even though I was trying to manifest it for so long, the change happened when I could embody the version of myself that was able to hold it. So I created a challenge. It's not a 21-day challenge. It is not a 3-month challenge. And it is not true everything that everybody is telling you that you need this amount of time to really create something different in your life. I do know that you can change right here, right now, when you choose to. That change is instant. When you know you can decide differently for you. So this is a challenge of six days. In these 6 days, I'm going to take you layer by layer to this new identity. We're going to talk about neuroplasticity. I'm going to tell you which is the neuronal pathways and the neurochemicals that we're going to be activating every single day in order for you to reset your nervous system. We are going to work on your beliefs. We're going to work in your actions, decisions, in the way in which you behave, show up, and in the way that you feel. You're going to feel like a whole different person. But the most exciting thing is that it is not going to be a ton of information. I'm going to challenge you to go take the actions that you haven't been willing to take for the longest time. I'm going to challenge you to go and practice in the real world, putting yourself in the uncomfort of stretching that is going to make you successful. If you have been feeling that you have been stuck and you know exactly where you want to go, but it seems like you have been waiting months, probably years, days to create that change and nothing is working, even though you know exactly where you want to go, I assure you, in 1 week, your life is going to drastically change. It's going to drastically change because you're not going to be stuck in thinking, what is the version of yourself that has this potential? You are going to embody him, you're going to embody her. This is a challenge that honestly has been in my heart since I experienced it myself. This is a challenge that has brought miracles into my life, financially, in relationships, in opportunities, in health, in wealth, and it's all around a concept that I call wealthness, which is wealth and wealthness, feeling rich within, feeling like a millionaire in your life. And from there, yes, you can attract the millions. From there, yes, you can attract the abundance and the richness on everything. I don't want you to have any experiences halfway. I want you to have the full experiences that you deserve. And it's only going to happen once you feel fulfilled in the present. If you are going after these things from lack, you are never going to reach that what you chase, because the frequency of chasing is the frequency of not having. You can only magnetize to yourself that what you know you're worthy of and that what you're already grateful for. So I'm going to share all the information here for you. It's going to be very, very easy to access, and I am excited to see all the transformation that can happen for you in less than 15 days. Just this week, I'm going to give you a discount that is going to be open only for the next 24 hours, and I cannot wait to see you there. This is going to be the most exciting, delicious, accelerating, fun week of your life. I am excited to meet the version of yourself that is waiting for you on the other side. I love you, and thank you so much for joining me here, for taking the courage to really stepping up for yourself and make a difference